Cuba is one of the finest fly fishing destinations you're going to find, and it's all saltwater, of course. A group of us get together every year for about 6 days and head down to Cuba, and it's with Avalon Cuban Fishing Centers. It's a great place to go. They treat you like kings, and today it's all about tarpon. You know, you got opportunities all through the different flats, in the mangroves, through channels, and big tarpon out in the flats. So tarpon today as we take you sport fishing on the fly. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that big dome. Hey?
I think it's a technique. I think it's a fisherman.
Some days are good and some days are better.
A lot better. Sport Fishing on the Fly is brought to you in part by Islander, builder of world-class fly float and mooching reels. The Frog Boat, inspired by nature, ingenious by design. The Freshwater Fishery Society of British Columbia. Catch what you've been missing. Go fish, BC.
A few of them there.
Oh!
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Hey, try to get point the road out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mira.
Move forward a little bit, then Don. I'm going to get my glove out of here if you're going to try to land it.
Oh! Just spun it. He just spit it. Let it go. He spit it. That was good. That was a nice tarpon. That was about 30 plus pounds, that tarpon.
That was a beauty. And he
Just jumped and
on it,
shook.
right?
Yeah, he just jumped and shook on him. There he is. Got him. Yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. Nice. Awesome. I didn't see him either.
No, I couldn't see him.
But he chased it. We went with the dry
Oh, I
line.
got to try to hold him out of the mangrove,
keep him out
though.
of the mangrove. Oh, nice. And we had to go to a different dry line before. We were fishing right on the edge of these mangroves now. The baby tarpon is just starting to slide out right in the, because they hide in these mangrove bushes and they just come out. So we're just trying to hijack them. We got the dry line now. We got this new shark skin line that seems to work pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it casts like a dream. It really suits out of the guides.
That's a nice one. That's, you know,
I
like
can't get him on the reel. I got to hold him out of the...
You got to hold him out. And you got to watch all this line here. Oh, yeah. That's a beauty of tarpon.
Even with a...
Oh! And the other guy, that's his job. The second guy in the boat, make sure the other guy's line's clear. Always make sure. That's why you're always working his twos. And look at that guy. He's not bad. He looks like the, what, 15 to 20?
Yeah.
The baby? Whoa! That's awesome.
Eh?
That is awesome.
They got so much power.
Yeah, they got a lot of power. That's a nice baby. Yeah.
Oh. Right in the beak
Right
again.
in the beak. There it is. Barbara Suck just popped right on there.
Good.
Hey,
Little
that's
guy,
nice.
eh?
Nice little guy. That's a good start. That's beautiful. Yeah, nice. And those are cute. Look at, they're such neat fish, how silver they are and the big mouth. They're just beautiful fish. And these fish, these tarpon, the big ones, they'll get up to, 120 plus pounds. All right, you picked them off.
I
That's good.
picked them out of the mangrove.
Very nice.
Good job, Pedro. Very, thank you.
Well, you know, I think that's the way it is. It's so windy out there right now. We're going to focus on those mangroves and see if we can pick some more out. So when we come back, some more tarpon from Cuba. Oh, yeah, they're coming right towards us. Wait. Yeah, right now. You can get them. Yeah.
I can get them.
Yeah, right in front. Perfect. Strip. There, he's got it. You got it. You already got him. You got him. Plant it up. That's a big one. Plant him.
I gotta plant it.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah.
I will.
Crank it up.
I will. Just a minute. I got him.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, whenever they're going to jump, you can know when they're going to go on a run. Just drop the rod tip straight towards them. And you won't lose them very often.
Oh, look at that, eh? Like, look at the rod.
Jeez, a bad spot there. In case that rod
Go on
ever
the
broke.
left. Be nice if you did one more jump here. With left there, eh?
Yeah.
Oh. He's gonna see the boat, left. Oh.
How big do you think this guy?
This is about 40 feet.
40? Yeah, 40 to 50, yeah.
Go right to your left.
He's a big one. He's a juvie. Got the juvenile. Snagging a juvenile. Come double this size.
Right off the front of the boat.
Yeah, we're gonna just swim it along. And we're using a clear intermediate line today. Even though we're in really shallow water, you can get away with a dry, but it's really nice with that clear intermediate sink, isn't it?
This is where she gets down and dirty. Okay, you're gonna try to grab him, Don? Or?
I think I'll leave that to Pedro to grab him.
It's necessary. The point.
Yeah.
Point in the nose. On the ruling. Point.
Pull.
Point the nose.
Oh, I see. The rod. Okay. Okay, let me move back, Don.
Okay.
That way you can get him. You might have to land him on this side.
Move, pull it again.
Oh, geez, they still try to come up.
I think he's got him.
Got him? He's got him. Hey!
Oh,
Nice. Nice fish.
pop her out.
Oh, I'll let you get the fly. It's kind of caught in there. Yeah.
You want the pliers?
Oh, you got it.
No, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's far. Hey, very nice. There he is there.
There he is.
Nice. That's a nice tarpon.
Yeah.
How big?
No, go ahead, release him.
50.
50.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Let him out. Let him go. Boy, look at the mouths on them too. They're just huge. Look at those. Look at their mouths. It's just like a gaping. Look at they just got all the big tongue in there, all the teeth. Wow. Gorgeous fish. Aren't they? Look at how close. There he goes. Right under the boat. Yeah! He's neat.
I think
Pedro.
I need a
Very
Cristal
nice.
or Cristal or whatever the beer is called.
The Cristal.
Good job, Pedro. Thank you. And the little tarpon toad. That fellow tied up for us
Yeah,
before we
it's
left.
perfect.
Okay. Nice.
You're gonna have to change him now.
Yeah,
He's a little
he's
beat
beaten.
up.
He's been eaten.
He's done it.
He's
Right
worked
on,
good,
we'll
though.
come back. Some more tarpon from Cuba. Well, we're just coming off lunch. You know, the beauty of having the Halcon yacht here is you get to come in for lunch and have a real nice warm lunch. It's not like we haven't had enough food.
We've been eating
royally. But the morning was really good, actually. We had the bullfish, you had the nice tarpon on, and we're expecting it to be a little calmer, and it's always calmed out in the afternoon. We got some great fishing grounds to hit this afternoon, and we're hoping for big tarpon, right?
Big tarpon on the flat this afternoon.
80 to 100 pounds. So hopefully we'll get some big tarpon and show everybody those fish. he took it. Plant him, plant him. Oh, that's a nice one too. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, your line's good, your line's good. Oh, yeah. You gotta love that.
On the tarpon toad.
On the tarpon toad. He just ate it. He didn't even hesitate. Right in front of you, left. Wow, that was a nice one. Go on. That's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
What do you think this one is?
Permit.
Permit.
Look, you got a permit.
Oh, yeah.
You get everything
Yeah,
down
look
here.
at big permit right here.
About 50 pounds.
About 50 pounds. Nice. 50, 60. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, come back. There, we're anchored, eh?
How are
You think you can muscle them, it's not a chance.
No. Well, you know, today we've had it all. We started in the mangroves for some little baby tarpon. Cooked up one. That was all we saw. We came out, we did a whole stretch of... we lost him. We did a whole stretch of bonefish on the flats, and he just lost the big guy.
Couldn't get the picture.
50 to 60, yeah, but you know what? That was unreal. There are so many different patterns you can use for tarpon, and every year we come to Cuba, we have this one go-to pattern, and that's this one I'm going to tie you today, the green tarpon toad. You can tie it in multiple different colors, you know, essentially from fluorescent green, kind of a light olive, or even a real bright yellow, all the way to the dark green I'm tying today. So make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the hook, we'll use a size 1 saltwater. We'll tie with some 8 olive thread. We use an extra small yellow dumbbell eye for the eyes. Some Kelly green marabou with pearl blue angel hair for the highlights as the tail. And some green EP Puglisi fibers for the body and head. To start the fly off, I've tied my thread in. You might be wondering why I'm using really light thread. Well, the reason is when I get to the head, I want the light to shine and actually go into that thread, the sunlight. And when you use these Puglisi fibers, they're almost transparent. So I want to use a real light thread. I'm going to start off with a tail with a couple of marabous. So I've taken two feathers and I'm combining them. And I'm going to make them about the length of the hook, maybe a little bit longer, and just tie them in at the top of the hook. So make sure you tie them in at the top. Once I have my tail tied in at the top of the hook, I'm actually going to take just a few of my angel hair sparkle. I'm going to wrap it on the thread and tie it in so it spans the side. So tie it in so it just comes off the side. You don't want much of this at all. You just want just a very, very few strands, and cut it about the length of your tail. To finish off the tail, I've taken 2 more marabou feathers because we want this tail to be real bushy. Now we're going to tie these at the bottom, so keep it about the same length of the top you just tied in, and put those feathers to the bottom of the hook. Now we're going to start forming the body and the head of the fly. What we want to do is take these Puglisi fibers, and they're quite thin. We're going to pull off a strip and keep the strip fairly thin. You want this just so it rolls in your fingers nicely. And you can see it's fairly long. So this is quite a long fiber. We're going to tie it in on the top. Tie it in a figure 8. So tie it across the top, making sure you're tying in a figure 8 so that you're covering both sides of the hook, and that these fibers stick directly out on the sides. So as I'm working my way up and forming the body and the head, as I'm taking a little bit thicker amount each time, and every time I tie it in on the top of the hook and keep it out to the sides, I'm pushing it back, almost like you would deer hair. Just keep pushing it back, filling the body, and keep tying in until you've built up a nice head. And we'll continue to do this all the way until we get near our eyelet. So now that I've tied in about 6 or 7 clumps of my Puglisi fiber and to form the body and the head, I'm going to take my small little dumbbell eyes that we mentioned on the intro, and put them in right at the front. I like a little bit of weight on this fly, and having these eyes on there just gives it a little bit of weight so that you can get this fly to undulate in the water. To finish the fly off, I'm going to whip finish right at the head end. And then what we're going to do is, after I whip finish, we're going to take the fly out and just trim the head and the body to length. So there it is, the finished green tarpon toad. One thing to remember is you can tie it in a variety of different colors. Again, like I said in the intro, anywhere from a light olive all the way up to a yellow works really well. The thing too is adopt the eyes to what you want. I like to see this pattern undulate in the water. That's why I've used the dumbbell eyes. And if you are going to Cuba, make sure you have a whole lot of these in your fly box because you'll need them. As a newbie, there's some very important things you need when you come tarpon fishing, and I want to start off with obviously the rods. You know, you need two different rod setups. The main rod setup, you need dry line. You want a 12 weight, of course, 12 weight fly rods with the 12 weight line and large arbor reel with minimum 250 yards of backing, probably 40, 50 pound test, maybe get away with 30, but definitely large arbor reel, minimum 250 to 300 yards of backing. Always try to load it up. Dry line. Also, the one that we use the most is the clear intermediate sink. You know, normally you're fishing 4 to 6 feet of water. Clear intermediate sink line, again, 12 weight rod for the tarpon. Don't go any less, maybe 11, but we prefer the 12. Big reels. I mean, these Islanders are great reels. They've just been outstanding on this water. Biggest thing too is the tarpon leaders. Now, these tarpon leaders come special. They've got bimini knots, which are very secure knots. You've got breaking strength of 20 to 22 we prefer. So always bring the 20 to 22 breaking strength leaders with about 80 pound test on the very end that the tarpon will gnarl in their teeth. So that's another important thing you need. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the fly lines, we've got these new shark skins from 3M, Scientific Angler. Excellent. They cast like a dream here, made for the tarpon tapers you can buy. You can buy the saltwater tapers. Prefer both of these, very good. Again, the clear intermediate sink, you'll use 80% of the time. The flies you're going to use. Now, here's a different thing with the flies. You're going to use these ones later on at night for the big fish as they run through all the different channels. Big flies. We've got these, of course, the Black Death, the red and black, a favorite color. Quite a big fly. As we get into the mangroves and you get into to some of the smaller flies and smaller fish, when you're fishing in the back mangrove bushes, they like it thin. So I like the tarpon bunnies. This rabbit really thins down and gives it a real fine look, real thin look. And it's the smaller tarpon prefer this fly. And out in the main water, what I'm calling the channels and those big flats, I prefer the tarpon toads. These tarpon toads are kind of an intermediate size, but for some reason they love them in that 6 feet, 4 feet of water on those big flats. The tarpon toad is a must-have. You got to have these flies. I prefer, again, colors. Green chartreuse is excellent down here. Red and black, Black Death colors as they call them, very, very good. And also black and purple, very effective colors. So remember, 3 different kinds of patterns. Try to tie them on, 4X, 5X hooks. Big ones, medium size, small ones that'll thin out, like tarpon bunnies. Make sure you have your lines. And most important of all, a hat and some polarized glasses. If you don't have polarized glasses, you can't see the fish and you can't catch them. Oh! That is just outstanding. The big thing with tarpon too is whenever you feel them go, let that rod tip go. Bow down to them because you have to or else they're gone. We got major tension on these 12-weight rods. It's the toad! Oh, here it goes! Reach out, let them jump. And you always know when they're going to go. You can feel them run, just drop your rod tip straight down. If you allow too much tension, that fly will just pop right out. That's a nice tarpon. Oh! How big's that guy, Pedro?
Maybe 40.
40? Yeah, 40, 50, yeah. He's nice.
He's using his salmon technique.
Yeah, you gotta keep turning his head. If you don't turn his head, he keeps going out on you.
He always grabs his knee for the little squat.
Yeah, but it works good. Keep turning his head.
Oh! Let's walk to the back of the boat.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, he stepped. Hey, wait, that's the. Oh, we lost the tarpon toad.
We lost the tarpon toad.
We lost the tarpon toad.
It was frayed, yeah, it was frayed.
Yeah,
No, as soon as he got it, it was frayed.
Well, his mouth,
Hey.
And that's
No,
80-pound
they got
test.
you.
80
Hey,
pounds.
it was good.
The guy landed it.
It was good.
Yeah,
We had it. It was that
got it.
close. Everybody got to see it. It was like, how big? We think?
Maybe 40
Yeah,
feet. in.
40 to 50 in there. Nice fish. I mean, that was a great fight. Absolutely incredible. Well, that wraps up our week-long vacation here down in Cuba with Avalon Cuban Fly Fishing Centers. I think everybody had a good time. You know, we caught a lot of bonefish, tarpon, barracuda, pretty well everything, didn't we? Everybody had a good time. Yeah, it was most excellent. When you come down here, though, book it for a group of people. You know, you can come down here with 6 to 8 people, get all your best friends together, because every year we have a blast. Anyways, when you come down, take care, conserve the waters, and we'll see you next time when we take you sport fishing on the fly. To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca. And if you would like to book an adventure like this one showing, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.